recording yourself is so awkward sometimes. Dude, I don't know how to vlog. I'm about to go to the dispensary to get some away. I just finished with my free life coaching call with Tony Robbin life coaching company, whatever. It was giving scam. They were trying to bully me into buying courses that exact moment. If I didn't buy a course that exact moment, the price exponentially increased. Exponentially. I didn't like they were trying to bully me into purchasing this life coaching stuff right away. That just is giving scammeroo. Something about that just made me uncomfortable. And the lady also made me feel like I should feel bad that I am a spicy accountant. You're gonna have to fact check me on this one, but apparently humans have very similar DNA to the bonobo. And if you know anything about the bonobo, they like to, it's in our DNA to be spicy in nature. And I never do anything that makes me uncomfortable. I never cross any boundaries that I have. I have never made boy-girl content because I am not comfortable with boy-girl content. I'm the type of person who I will not even kiss a guy until at least date 5. Most guys don't even make it to date 5. I've kissed less guys than I can count on my hand because I am an extremely closed off person physically, because I do think that stuff is special in a way, so I don't just like do physical stuff with other people. And that's the same reason why I've never collabed with women. It's just because it makes me uncomfortable. I don't do things that make me uncomfortable, but I don't think it's so bad that I have interests and desires and I explore those things in a way that I deem to be safe. Doing it online, to me, that's safe. Sue me. I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun for me. And I also make a little bit of extra change. I'm not gonna lie, that part's pretty nice too. But for her to like kind of be a haterade on that, I didn't like that. But let me tell you how much these coaching sessions were going to cost. $330 for 30 minutes. You are fucking smoking crack. I am sorry. If I want to go network that bad with some bozos who are wealthy, I'll just go to the Gold Coast and find a nice cocktail lounge. Because I do want to elevate myself and I want to move on to something else and I want to be more successful in other ways as well. I do have a day job, but my day job's about to be taken by fucking AI. So I need to explore other options. So I thought, maybe I'll look into a life coach. I have been into becoming a better person for as long as I can remember. So it just naturally seemed like it would make sense for me to join something like that, because then I could connect with people who are like-minded and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, man. It was giving scam. It was giving a little bit of scam. I feel bad, but I just hung up on her. After she told me that price and like how she was bullying me into purchasing it right away, I was like, no, dog. Ooh, my Uber's here. Let's go. Egg has been secured. If you're not from Chicago, do you know what this is? 10 points if you know what this is. Normally, it should be right here. That's my little guy. Hi, little guy. What are you doing? You're so cute. Before I keep talking, I know what you want. I'll do it. Wow, what's over here? Oh, wow. Dishes and stuff. Oh, you want to see what I got? Ooh. Jimmy John's has pickle chips now. Going back to my life coaching call, I know, why would I want a life coach? I just thought it would be cool to talk to someone who is similar to me. I thought that would be cool because I know sometimes I can come off as like, what do they call it? Like rah, what? I don't know, yeah, I don't know. But like, I understand that the way that I see the world isn't how everyone sees the world. And I don't want to push my ideas down people's throats, like my friends and my family. I'll bring things up here and there, but it's not my job to try to change someone's journey. If there are lessons that they need to learn, they will learn those on their own time. And I, of course, can share some opinions here and there if they want them, but I'm not trying to like shove too much down other people's throats. And sometimes it would be nice to connect with people on a deeper level with this sort of thing, like self-improvement and self-growth. I really like philosophy, and I like ethics, and I like studying people. I feel like my whole life, you wouldn't guess it, maybe you would, I don't know, I was often seen as like a very loud and outgoing person. And I could be that way when I needed to be, because sometimes you do need to be that way to get friends, to do better in your career. And I do want to present as more warm because I can be quite a cold person, and I think that is why I have a lot of the friends that I have. They might not be as successful as me financially, and we might not connect on some levels, but my friends all have really good hearts. And I like that about them because it's like, I'm not a warm person. Well, I wasn't a warm person. I'm getting warmer and warmer as time goes on. But I've always just kind of been the type of person who observes. I'm quiet and I observe. And because I'm always analyzing and observing people, I pick up on patterns and I notice things. And in my youth, sometimes I would use these patterns that I recognize to my own advantage. And I notice things and I pick up on things that people are doing just because of all of these things I've observed my whole life. And I want to give this lady the benefit of the doubt. And maybe I judged her based off of my own biases because I looked up her Instagram. I did. And she was definitely judging me too because she wanted to look at my Instagram. And I was like, girl, you do not want to see that. But if you want to, like, life coaching, right? You're supposed to be your authentic self. You get what you get with me. I used to kind of be a little bit embarrassed that I did stuff online because I was the type of person who didn't want to be cool online. I thought having like social media was so lame. And here I am. Can you believe me? I used to also be extremely judgmental about women and how they dressed. And look at me now. It's good. It's good for me to expand my view of things because you learn so much, and I am a much happier person now that I'm not as judgmental, but sometimes my judgmental tendencies can come out. So I looked this woman up on Instagram, and she's just skinny, blonde, her teeth are tuned. There are things you can tell about someone if they grew up poor, or if they grew up middle class, or if they grew up, nicer than that. There are just little giveaways that I think can tell you someone's background in ways. And even for me, I think the right person who has experienced enough life will be able to peg me down. They will be able to understand me, And I felt like when I was looking at her, I was like, how are you going to teach me when we are so different that you are going to have biases against me? I could tell by the way she was talking to me that like she had these biases, and I had my own bias against her. Like, I kind of like a person, like, not everyone I like in life has to be this way, but like someone that I feel like I would benefit from mentoring me is someone who had to grind, who had to come from nothing and work their way up, because that is how I am. That is what I had to do. I went from homeless to working at Google. No one helped me with college. I had to take out all of those student loans. Like, my apartment I have, everything I've done for myself came from me. I have had to learn how to hustle, and I've done some weird things for money, but I've always figured it out. I am ready to ascend onto the next part of my life. And it's like, well, why do I want to be successful? Why do I want to make more? I'm comfortable. Honestly, if I made this much money for the rest of my life, I'm fine. I get to buy little things here and there that I want. This apartment is comfortable enough for me. Like, sure, I would like a swimming pool, but at the end of the day, you could give me a studio apartment and I'll be fine. Like, I can be happy with whatever I have. But I'm ready to ascend and to be more successful in ways that my normal corporate America job is not going to offer me. And I don't trust corporate America. I went from homeless to working at Google to being homeless again because of COVID. So it's like, I don't trust corporate America. I don't care how good you are. My current company just laid off like 50% of its people. These people have worked for our company for over 10 years. These people have been loyal. These people have dedicated their lives for what? On a random fucking Tuesday to just get let go? No. I want to be in control of my life. I want to be in control of my own destiny. And it's like, well, you could just like be like a stay-at-home wife and like find a man who wants to financially. No, that to me, that's not what I want. I want to be successful for myself. Yes, I would love to date someone who has ambition and can be successful but like, I don't care if I'm the first one. I don't care if I'm the one who's successful first. Like how there's rich dudes who get like wives and their wives like weren't working, but then they open up a little boutique. I don't care if I'm the one who is the breadwinner first. I don't care if my partner makes like way more money than me. I'm always going to want to work because that brings me joy. I like to work. I don't know why. It's just like something in my body likes to work and likes to achieve. It makes me feel good. I don't know why. So I thought, the life that I'm living is great, but I need to elevate myself. And if you've ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, you can be a great bender by yourself, but once you get that mentor, then you are becoming the avatar, my dude. So it's like, I would like to find some sort of mentor, and a mentor who has a little bit more like grit. Because when you have to face all of these obstacles, it makes you a certain type of person. If you can overcome challenges and make it out on top and not be miserable, dude, that's the type of person I want to vibe with. I respect people who might not be perfect, but who try, And something about her just gave privilege, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think maybe she would have been a better life coach for someone who maybe needed help with being confident. But I don't think for what I needed, she would have been a good mentor or life coach. And I don't mind talking to people who are different than me. Like, talking to her would be fine, but paying $330 for 30 minutes, I'm sorry, not worth my time. What you are going to offer me, in my opinion, and it's like, maybe I should be humble. I don't know. To me, it seemed ridiculous. And I'm trying to find other ways to possibly find some sort of mentor. There was like this college where I could go get my master's degree and you get a mentor. But then I had the phone call with the mentor too. And I was like, dude, it's not it. And it's like, maybe what I'm looking for, no, I know what I'm looking for exists because all these people are super successful. I just got to figure out how to find them and how to talk to them. Because I do want to continue to grow and I do want to continue to be better. And it's like, well, why do I want to be financially better? Because I like freedom. I like being in control of my own life. Money equals freedom. I don't want to have to be stressed with my work for the man. If I'm going to be stressed about my work, it's because it's my work. It's something that I chose and I enjoy doing, and I am in control of what happens. I don't want someone else to be in control of my destiny. And it's like, I don't trust corporate America, and I don't know how long I'm going to have a job because I'm sneaky. If you have Google Calendars and you can add people to your Google Calendar and you can see, I just look at all their meetings. I have been looking at their past fucking meetings. I see what their meetings in the future are about. I see the stuff, like, I look for patterns, dude. So after a huge layoff of people happened, I started looking at all of the higher ups' calendars. And some of the calendars are, you can't see what they're doing. It says busy, 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 busy. But like, if you don't go, like, if you don't look at CEO, CFO, you go a little bit lower, but like directors and stuff, Oh, you can see their calendar, and I can see what meetings they're in, and I can see what they're working on. And then I also pick up on the small little things like in a meeting today, these people show up and they're pretty much asking us like how to do our job. What would we look for if this was the situation? If this was the situation, what would we do? What would we? You're trying to replace me with AI, dude. I see your meetings. I know what you're trying to do because you're trying to be cheap. And it's like, this shit is why I don't like corporate America. I would respect them more if they're like, yo, we're paying you. We would appreciate if you do your job for a little bit longer. We're going to get rid of you in a little bit. Like, come on. Be honest with me. I know this is happening because I'm a weirdo and I searched all your calendars and I did research and I am paying attention to every little thing you're saying, because it's almost as if they're dropping like little hints. And it's like, if that's what the CEO is doing, I respect it, because I think she is trying to drop hints, but not everyone can pick up on those subtleties. You know, not everyone's going to be like, oh, why do these guys keep wanting to watch us work and what we do? They say they want to make our lives easier. That's why they're doing it. No, dude. They're trying to get rid of us. I keep trying to work with clients and the managers are like, oh, I'll take that. It's like, you normally wouldn't take this. I think my time is coming to an end. And thankfully, I'll be fine. I have money saved up. I don't live above my means. I could afford a much nicer place, but I think this place is good enough for the price. It logically makes sense for me. I could have a car and car payments and insurance and all, but I don't have a car. I don't have car payments. I don't have insurance. I keep my expenses minimal, but in a way where I still get to live how I want, right? Like, I'm still buying dumb stuff sometimes. My apartment, I have a 2-bedroom. I'm one person. I don't need a 2-bedroom, but it's 2-bedroom too bad. I like my cats to have their own bathroom. That's a little bit bougie, but it's within my means. I kind of live in the hood. I got a nice place, but it's in the hood, so it's not very expensive, but it's nice enough for me. I don't mind. I want to be even more successful because I want to help my family. I'm adopted, so I have my birth family and I have my adopted family. My birth family, my mother's in prison. My little sister is 19. I don't care that she's an adult. She's still a kid. She's trying her best. She's trying her very best, but it's like, she needs a car. She can't afford a car. Her credit is really bad. And it's like, I don't got that much money where I could just buy someone a car. I can't even buy myself a car. Maybe I could, but I'm too cheap. I don't want to deal with payments and stuff, you know? I'm willing to pay a price if it is worth it. And there are bills for my sister that I can pay and it doesn't damage me, you know? If I'm buying someone a car, I don't have the means for that not to kind of hurt me in some way. I cannot just afford, maybe I could afford it out of savings, but let's say I lose my job, I'm not going to have, I don't have enough fuck you money to be able to do that. And it's I would like to have that kind of money for situations like this. I would like to be able to pay for my siblings to go to college if they want to go to college. I want to be able to do that because no one helped me. I had to deal with so much because no one helped me. And I think in some ways it builds character and it's good for me. And I don't just want to be too generous, but I think there are certain things, if my sibling wants to go to college and they keep their GPA up and they are showing up to class and they're dedicated and they are doing a good job, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to pay for their college. I would like to be able to pay for their college. So it's I want to become more successful for things like that. And maybe someday I do want to drive a car myself. Maybe I want to get a car. And it's could I buy a car? Maybe, but I don't want to hurt myself financially. I want to have a house. There are these things that I know I will be able to get. And a part of me also just wants to do fun things, because why not? Maybe take some singing lessons. Maybe make a clothing line. I just want to be able to have money so I can just do fun things. So it's that is what is motivating me to be successful. And that is I would like to find a life coach that maybe could help me along that journey, because if we're being honest, I'm kind of a pussy because I haven't quit my job. I've made more online than my day job for a while now. but I still kept my day job because it felt like the right thing to do. And it's like, I don't know, man. I just like need to stop being a pussy. But the universe is kind of blessing me in a way because I might not have a job for much longer anyways. Not, you know, maybe I manifested that. I don't know, dude. What I need help with is I want to be successful, but I don't want to feel like I'm an asshole because I used to be an asshole. How was I an asshole? I used to work in retail and I was the best at getting people to sign up for credit cards. And I manipulated them. I manipulated them into signing up for these credit cards. I was so good. I was the number one for all of Macy's. I worked at Macy's. Got the most people to sign up of all of the United States Macy's. I don't know if there's Macy's. I don't know. All I know is I got an extra paycheck and that was really cool. I was that good. And I would do things where it's like, you know, if you sign up for a credit card, you get 10% off. Well, 10% doesn't really sound that impressive, right? 10% doesn't sound that great. So what I would do is I would find extra coupons online or in the newspaper, and I would have these extra coupons on the side for customers to get these coupons themselves. They didn't need to sign up for a credit card. That's like the shitty part, is I kept these and I would be like, oh, ma'am, if you open up a credit card today, you will get 35% off. And if 35% off didn't sound as impressive as the dollar amount, so let's say they were spending, I don't know, $300. What's that? 35 times 3, 105. Did I do my math right? Let's just say 105. I think that's right. So let's say 105. Would you like to save $105 today? That sounds much more impressive than 35%. And the 35% sounds a lot more impressive than 10%. So I was tricking them by giving them extra coupons. And sometimes because you could manually change prices in the computer for items, because if this was back in the day, if a customer said, this coat said that it was $30, and then it's like, okay, show me where you found this, ma'am. It's like, okay, this coat's really $100, but I can see how you would think it's $30. I'll give it to you for $30. So I would kind of like use these things that I knew I could do to manipulate these people to sign up for credit cards, even though they didn't need to sign up for the credit card for that extra 25%. They just got an extra 10%, which like is not that impressive. And you're like, oh no, you were just like an employee. You were doing what you were supposed to do. I feel like karma got my ass because I got older. I didn't know about credit cards, right? I didn't know I was being a piece of shit because I never had a credit card. And my parents were the type of parents who don't believe in using a bank, you know? So my financial literation was just not that great. So I got into a lot of credit card debt myself. And it was painful to escape that debt. I have no debt right now. I still have some student loans. I went to a school that was way too fucking expensive, and I'm still working on that, but we only got like 20K left. For the 6 figures it was in, 20K is not bad, okay? Even then, I look at the interest rate and it's like, oh my gosh, it's disgusting. So I'm trying to like pay at least $2,000 a month towards that so I can get rid of that as soon as possible because those interest rates are crazy. Same thing with my credit card. I didn't know what I was doing. So I racked up a whole bunch of debt. And once I felt the pain of all that debt, it got me thinking like, oh my gosh, all of those people I got to sign up for credit cards. I have credit cards now, and credit cards can be really beneficial if you have money to pay them off. But if you are using a credit card because you do not have money right now for this item, you shouldn't be using a credit card. You should not. Interest rates are way too high on credit cards, especially like these shitty little store ones. Dude, no. It was a terrible thing. So it's like, that's just one example of ways that I succeeded by being unethical. And I don't want to succeed because I am strategic in being unethical. I don't want that. I want to be successful in a way that I think is honest and fair. Over that obstacle with myself, that every time I'm strategic, it doesn't necessarily make me an asshole. Some strategies can make you an asshole. And some strategies, you are just being smart. You are playing the game of life. It's hard for me because I don't like to be dishonest. I don't like to be dishonest because I know what it feels like for people to be dishonest with you. And because I don't like how it feels when people are dishonest to me, I don't want to be dishonest to other people. And in some ways, it's like being strategic almost feels like you're being dishonest. So I'm trying to find a way of being strategic where I don't feel like it's harming anyone. If the internet tells me I should post my videos at 2 p.m. every day, me being strategic and posting my videos at 2 p.m. every day, that doesn't hurt anyone. But let's say I start, I don't know, interviewing people and rage baiting them, and it gets lots of views. I could do it. I could figure out how to, but I don't want to do that. That feels wrong to me. But then it's like, well, if that feels wrong to you, why are you so able to be open with your body? How can you be that way? Because it's just a body, dude. We all are humans. We all have fantasies. We all have desires. Why should I hide myself? Do anything that makes me uncomfortable. I only do what I want to do because I want to do it. And that's honest. I don't know, man. You know any good mentors who can help me elevate my life? Okay, in a perfect world, who would I want as a mentor? Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is so cool. Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. He has done so many things. He doesn't put himself in one box, and I think that's really cool. Seth Rogen. I think Seth Rogen is really cool because he was really innovative with the types of films he has been a part of and that he has helped make. And you might be like, what are you talking about? Superbad was a pioneer of its time for like losers. I just think he would be really fun to hang out with. Tyler, the Creator. Dude, that dude does so much. Crazy. This one's crazy. But I feel like it's so crazy it would be a lot of fun. Kanye West. He's different than me, but he is an out-of-box thinker, which I think could make it really interesting. Now, I don't know that much about Kanye West other than inspirational videos I saw about him, so there's probably a lot of controversial things about a lot of people because I don't like deep dive on people. I don't care enough to like deep dive on them. I just see their work and I'm like, I kind of like their work. That's kind of cool. I let their work speak for them. And interviews, I occasionally watch like an interview or like hot ones or something. So like you get to know like celebrities a little bit here and there, and it's like the little bit I know of them, these people seem cool. Are they all pieces of shit? I don't fucking know. I don't know, dude. Figure out what to do with the rest of my night and my life. I want to make some sort of like video for social media. And that's me kind of grinding. You just kind of like gotta post stuff and hope it does okay and that you reach the right audience. And maybe with my following, I can do good and not bad. Like, I would like to have more good than bad, but no one's perfect. So like, I'm not going to do everything right. And my way of doing things is a little bit more unorthodox. Some people might be like, why are you dressed like that? And like talking about that type of stuff, it like negates everything. I'm like, dude, you don't get it, and that's okay. Not everyone needs to get everything. Wish me luck. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. Everything is great. Really, I really, everything is fine. Like, no matter what, everything is going to be fine. It's just a little bit uncomfortable when you're like in that transitional period, Like, it's like, I'm ready for the next thing. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. But you're just kind of waiting. You're just waiting. And you take actions to make it happen, but you're still waiting for that,